Today I'm going to be sharing another relationship quickie. This one is the daily check-in. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Carlene Lehman, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I have a private practice located in Austin, Texas. Our website is www.relationshipsmatteraustin.com. And we work with individuals, couples, and families that come usually because they want to increase their connection, their closeness, or improve their communication and cooperation. All right, so here's a scenario. Jorge and Tina have been in a relationship for 2 years. They've been living together for the past year. It has been an adjustment for them, but they do have a lot of fun times together. Tina has a need for connection time on a regular basis. Their schedules are really busy between work and social time with their friends. They are feeling like something is missing and want help to feel closer again. So what can they do? Jorge and Tina both want to have that connection, and they both want to feel closer emotionally with each other. So one way to do this is through a daily check-in. This is a time that is scheduled where they both sit down and they talk about how the day was. So it's scheduled at a time that's convenient for both of them. Sometimes that can be the same time every day, and sometimes if your schedule varies, then you might need to vary the time. But this is a regular time that they both can count on where they're going to sit down and they can catch up with their partner, right? What's been going on in their world as they're, going to work, or getting, hanging out with friends. And this time is to be a positive time, right? It can also be a time to help celebrate successes and to know about the different stressors that are going on in your partner's life or that are coming up, during that week or the next day, just so that you can be aware and you can be supportive. So here's the breakdown, a little more specific on what a daily check-in is, right? So it's important to make it set for a certain amount of time. So a recommended time is 20 minutes, although you vary it how you need to, right? If you and your partner feel like that's too much, then you can always shorten it. We don't want this to be stressful at all. So we want this to feel doable and comfortable. It is important to note that sometimes one partner, might tend to be more comfortable talking for longer periods of time than the other one. If that's the case, it might not feel exactly comfortable at the beginning, but I think it can be important, especially if you're the partner who doesn't tend to talk as much, to just have time to just share. And you can pause. You don't have to talk nonstop. But just to be able to have that time and kind of take up a little more space in the relationship and in the conversations. Because I can bet that your partner wants to hear from you. They want to know what's going on with you. All right, so the recommended is to set aside 20 minutes each day, and we split this into 10 minutes for each person. It's important to set a timer so that you can make sure that you're both getting that time. And some folks like to do this in the morning over a cup of coffee or tea, or some like it when they come home at the end of the day or after dinner. So just important to find a quiet room with no distractions. If you have kids, some folks, wait to do this until after the kids are in bed so that they can have that time to focus and not get interrupted. So you'll set the timer, and one partner will start, and they will talk, and they will share what's going on in their life that they want their partner to know about. This is not a time to bring up hurts about the relationship or the partner. We don't want this to be critical, right? We don't want this to be negative. We want this to be a positive time that you both look forward to sharing together, right, on an emotional level, so that you can know what's going on in their world, and it will help you to feel closer on an emotional level. The goal of this time is for the partner who's sharing to feel heard and understood, and like their partner gets them. Most of the time, the listening partner is just going to be silent and listening, right? It is okay to give them what we call some non-verbal cues with your body, showing that you're listening, or maybe even just a little like, yeah, oh, I get that. But very minimal things that we would say. But just to show that we're actively engaged in listening to them. It's really important that this is a safe environment, so you'll each feel comfortable sharing what you want to share. And then after that person has shared and the timer goes off, or they've reached a point and they feel like they've shared everything that they want to share, then the listening partner can express their understanding and provide validation. It is important to keep this short, so like a sentence or two. So here are some examples of things that you could say to show that you really do understand and to validate what's going on for them. Wow, hearing that makes perfect sense on why you're upset. Man, that sounds very terrible. I totally agree with how you see that. I'd be stressed too. That would have hurt my feelings. And then the roles are going to switch, and the other partner has the turn to speak uninterrupted. And you're going to set the timer again. So some important tips so that this can be successful, right? One is that you're going to take your partner's side. You're going to express support for your partner's view, even if you feel their perspective is unreasonable. So when we do this, right, is after the person has shared and either the timer has gone off or they have said, I'm done. I've shared all that I want to share right now. That's when you're going to offer that sentence or two of validation and understanding. And that's when this is important, to come from a place that you do get it. Even if you personally might not feel the way they're feeling, that you can understand why they would feel that way, right? And in support. If you back the opposition, right, the other side, then your spouse is going to be resentful. So we want to avoid that, right? You're here in support of your partner, and that's your goal with the daily check-in. So when your partner reaches out for emotional support rather than advice, right, then your role is to not cast judgment or tell them what to do. It's your job to express empathy. And so that's the whole goal. Is that in this instance, your partner is needing emotional support, unless they specifically ask for help with problem solving or advice. If they don't specifically ask for that, then we go with emotional support. Number 2 is we adopt a we against others attitude. So what this means is, or we against a problem. So we're on the same team as partners. We're not making each other the enemy, right? We're not making each other the problem. We're looking at the issue as the thing, right? And we're both focused on that together. Or if it's a person exhibiting certain behaviors, then that's the issue. And so we're together as a team. Number 3 is that we can be affectionate. Touch is one of the most expressive ways that we can show love to our partners. And as your partners talk, if they want you to, right, you can hold them, especially if they're having a lot of sadness. Or you could reach out and put your arm or your hand on their arm or shoulder. But you need to check it out with them. You know your partner best. You know if they would want to be touched in these moments or not. And if you're not sure, before you do the exercise, right, before you do the check-in, you can ask them, hey, I want to know, like, if you were having a hard time or you were sad, would you want me to reach out and just to, touch your hand or your arm? Or, would you want me to offer you a hug? Would that feel good to you? Four, we want to show compassion. It's very easy to let our mind wander off, right? But if we lose ourselves, we'll make our partner feel like we're not there, right? That we've lost touch with them. So our goal is to stay focused on them. And, after they've shared and we validated, if there is something that we need to ask, right, that it's seeking to understand. And making eye contact with them is another way that we show them we're right there with them, and to be able to show them compassion. 5 is that one partner might be more verbal than the other, right? We talked about that. And that is just fine, right? We're all different. Some of us could talk for hours on end, and some of us prefer to kind of think, inside without saying a whole lot. That's okay. So often the partner who is quieter or they're more in their head, usually welcome the chance to verbalize their thoughts without any interruption, because they might feel like in life that they are interrupted a lot in their daily life, because a lot of times people won't pause enough to give folks the space that they need to just be quiet and think before they say something. They'll just start talking. So this is guaranteed time that you're not going to be interrupted, that you can just talk freely. And this exercise can also be really freeing for the listening partner, because all you have to do is listen. That's it. That's it. So oftentimes, some of us might feel like when we're usually listening to our partner that we have to fix the problem for them, right? We have to give them advice. You don't have to do that. You can just let that go. That you're there to be there and to listen and to be gentle and understanding. Some benefits of doing this check-in on a daily basis is that it increases connection and you feel closer on an emotional level with your partner. You also understand what is going on with your partner, right? On a daily basis, you're seeing into their world and it lets you know what's happening. You're not, clueless, right? You know what's happening with them. Also, this can help us to know that our partner is on our side and has our back. That we're in this together. That they are a trusted team member, right? We can develop more compassion for each other because we do know what is going on. We know what they're struggling with. We know when something happens that, they do something that kind of ticks us off. If we know what's been going on with them, we can stop and we can think, oh wait, I know they've been really struggling with a coworker, at work, and I know they're really stressed out. This isn't personal, this thing that they just did. They're having a really hard time right now. And it can help us keep things in perspective that might escalate, right, into a fight or a disagreement. But we have a bigger perspective in which to view that thing that happened. And then also feeling heard and validated by our partner. This is really important. We all long to feel heard and validated. And so this daily check-in, at first, it might feel kind of like rote. You're just going through the motions. But in time, it can really help us to give us all these different benefits if we can stick with it. But we need to keep it a positive thing so that we want to do it, that we look forward to doing it on a daily basis. This is also something that you can do with other loved ones as well, whether that, is a child, right, or someone else. But it can be helpful to have this daily check-in with them as well. So here are some ways that you can stay connected with us. On our website, you can sign up for our monthly newsletter. We also have articles and videos on our blog, and we have information on our services. If you would like more support with individual, couples, family counseling, and we also do online video counseling as well. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube for daily kind of inspirational and other information on helping you with all your different relationships, whether that's with yourself, with a partner, with a child, with a loved one, or your coworkers. Right? In all areas of your life, we have support. You can contact us at 512-994-0432, and you can email me at carlene@relationshipsmatteraustin.com. I hope this helps you, and I hope you'll let me know how it goes, having your daily check-in. And if you do need support, reach out, either call or email us, and we'll be happy to talk to you and help you. All right?